Hello everyone, my name is June Aculiador, and for today I will be discussing environmental analysis. This is also called environmental scan. So the big question is, what is environmental analysis? This is a systematic and evidence-based process to examine internal and external factors that may influence the success or failure of a plan, program, policy, or social marketing campaign. The main purpose of conducting environmental analysis is to determine opportunities to take advantage of, or threats to be aware of, and capacity issues before you develop strategies or messages. Environmental analysis in social marketing generally involves one of the first steps in the social marketing planning process to help you connect with the real world, your audience, what influences them, what facilitates or impedes behavior change, and what your organization has to offer. The basic process for social marketing planning may be described as follows: environmental scan, situation analysis, audience selection, and behavior objectives, strategy, and implementation. So these are the topics that I will be discussing: external environment, internal environment, what environment analysis matters in social marketing, how to conduct an environmental analysis, and lastly, what deep environmental analysis adds in the digital era. The external environment answers the question, what's out there? This examines forces beyond the campaign's direct control that shape behavior and pattern. Political and policy contexts. This refers to government laws, regulations, and policies. These are collectively known as political and policy contexts. They are factors that affect the operation of a campaign. It's important to note that positive government policies, such as public health policies, environmental policies, or government programs, can be beneficial to a campaign in that they can enhance its operations and effectiveness. Conversely, a weak political environment or conflicting policies can hinder a campaign from reaching its potential audience and effectiveness. The political environment is important in that it helps in the planning and implementation of a campaign in line with existing policies and collaboration with government institutions. Economic conditions can influence whether the target audience can practically engage in the behavior change advocated for by the campaign. This includes aspects such as income level, environment status, prices of goods or services, among others. For example, even if one is aware of the advantages of a certain food or groups of items, they may not be able to engage in the behavior advocated for by the campaign if the price of the food is expensive. Therefore, there's a need for the campaign planners to consider the affordability of the behavior advocated for by the campaign. Socio-cultural dynamics involve traditions, values, beliefs, and norms that affect how people respond to a message and whether to embrace a new behavior. Traditions and values can either support or oppose a campaign's objective. A campaign that is sensitive to cultural values is likely to win the trust of the people. However, a message that is in direct opposition to cultural values may face resistance. By understanding socio-cultural dynamics, a campaign can develop a communication strategy that's culturally appropriate for the target audience. The fourth one is technological environment. It measures the availability and use of communication technologies that affect how information is disseminated in each area. It can include internet penetration, use of smartphones, social media platforms, and digital literacy in each region. Technology can be an important tool in enhancing a campaign's outreach and reach through online platforms and data-based communication strategies. However, technology can also act as a barrier in a campaign's success in case of poor internet penetration or the spread of misinformation online. Physical and environmental context is also known as the environmental context. It refers to the geographic, infrastructural, and environmental aspects that may influence the feasibility of behavior change. The physical context may include transportation, access to health care, environmental conditions, among other aspects that may influence the feasibility of behavior change. For example, during the campaign on waste management, the campaign should consider the availability of waste management infrastructures within the target area. This will ensure that the proposed behavior change is feasible within the environmental context. Legal or ethical context is the set of laws, regulations, and ethical considerations that shape the development and implementation of the campaign. Laws may be in the form of data privacy laws, advertising laws, health regulations, and consumer protection laws, among others. Ethical considerations may encompass the need to protect or to respect the rights of the participants, the need to be transparent, the need to protect the privacy of the participants, and the need to do no harm to the participants. A strong legal ethical context is vital in instilling confidence in the participants. Pestle analysis is a strategic tool that can be employed to analyze the external macro-environmental factors that can impact an organization, project, policy, or even campaign. It is a tool that can be utilized by the planner to understand the external environment in which he or she is working to better prepare for the future. Political factors include government policies, political stability, taxation policies, trade tariffs, and other regulatory measures. For example, changes in environmental policies may influence business operations. Businesses may need to adjust their operations to meet new requirements. Economic factors like inflation rates, interest rates, growth rates, and exchange rates may influence business operations. For example, if the economy is in recession, it may have a negative effect on businesses that demand on consumer or that relies rather on consumer spending. Social factors like social trends, demographic changes, cultural changes, and lifestyle changes may influence business operations. For example, if people are aging, it may have a positive effect on health institutions. Then we have the technological factors. Technology may have positive and negative effects on business operations. For example, advancements in technology may have a positive effect on business operations. Business may need to adjust to meet technology requirements to be competitive in the market. Renewable energy sources may have a positive effect on businesses in the energy sector. We also have legal factors. It refers to the laws and regulations that govern labor, health, safety, consumer protection, and environmental protection, among other factors. It is important to comply with all the legal factors. It is a must do. Next, we have environmental factors such as climate change, resource depletion, and sustainability are becoming increasingly important in today's world. It is important to address environmental factors to comply with legal requirements and consumer demands. For instance, sustainable sourcing in the fashion and food industries. The internal environment is defined as the factors within a campaign or institution that affect its ability to implement strategies uh, effectively. It measures the organization's readiness, resources, and limitations in operation, usually termed the reality or ability to deliver results. Human resources are the individuals involved in planning and implementing the campaign. It entails skills, expertise, and training that the staff possess in implementing the campaign. The availability of qualified and motivated staff is likely to enhance the effectiveness of the campaign, while a shortage or absence of expertise may hinder its effectiveness. Next, we have budget and procurement flexibility. It relates to the financial resources available for use in the campaign. It is also concerned with the ability of an organization to allocate funds when needed. Therefore, sufficient funding is essential to carry out activities such as media campaigns and research. However, budgetary constraints can limit the campaign's ability to reach a wider audience. And the third is partnership and referral systems. These refer to partnerships between organizations or other service providers. Such partnerships can increase the campaign's ability to reach a wider audience. Additionally, a good referral system is essential in ensuring that communities have access to support in adopting the recommended behavior. We have monitoring and evaluation capacity. This capacity deals with the ability of the organization to monitor and evaluate progress and effectiveness in all activities carried out during the campaign. It involves collecting data and analyzing it to determine how effective the strategies used in the campaign have been. Then we have the most important, it's all about credibility, trust, and brand reputation. These are the internal strengths of any organization in any given society. Involved issues of credibility and trust. Any organization that has managed to build a credible image in society can influence the behavior of its audience. The audience tends to have faith in what it is being told by an organization with a positive image. Operational reach and community networks. It rather refers to an organization's ability to carry out its effective activities while on the ground. This includes having a presence on the ground, media partnerships, distribution networks, and community or community leader networks. This helps an organization extend its campaign reach and effectively communicate its messages to its target audience. This is Porter's five forces model. This is used as a tool to understand the competitive forces at work in an industry. Competitive rivalry refers to the level of competition between existing competitors. If there is high competition, it can reduce the prices and profits. Some of the factors that determine competitive rivalry include the number of competitors, growth rate, and differentiation. Threat of new entrants refers to how easy it is for new competitors to join the market. If it is difficult for new competitors to join, it will protect existing competitors. Bargaining power of suppliers. This refers to how powerful suppliers are. If they are powerful, they can dictate prices and affect existing competitors. We also have the bargaining power of buyers, the ability of customers to bargain for lower prices or better quality products. Customers have a stronger bargaining power when they buy in large quantities or when products are not differentiated. The threat of substitute, the presence of alternative products for the original product, it is a high threat substitute can affect profitability in an industry because it can limit the price of a product. For instance, digital media has a profound effect on the print media industry. Such frameworks and models are vital in the analysis of the environment, as they offer guidelines on how to evaluate different factors that affect the environment and organizational strategies. An organization can therefore comprehend the environment in which it operates by systematically using frameworks to understand the challenges and opportunities that can be exploited to develop strategies for growth. Next comes the question why environmental analysis matters in social marketing. In cases where the environment simply is not conducive for action, cost, no action, access points, etc., having messages won't help. We can often identify groups who have different environmental challenges, cost, access, and develop strategies that account for these differences. The logic of environmental analysis often tells us that we need communication, service delivery, policy, mobilization, not just communication or mass media. This logic follows the lessons from the logic of health communication practice. This helps identify who is excluded by default. We're talking about rural versus urban differences, language, disability access, and so on and so forth. Define the scope and unit of analysis. Questions like what behavior, what population, what setting, whether is it barangay, school, workplace, city, or is it a national in terms of geographic location, what time frame, map stakeholders and systems, talk about who are the implementers, the gatekeepers, community influencers, regulators, service delivery agencies, media influencers, platform-based system. Gather evidence using mixed methods, desk review for policy, surveillance data, market assessment, key informant interviews, focus group discussion, observation, rapid survey. Formative is a common type of research used to understand the setting and barriers before finalizing an intervention. Synthesize into decision tools. Um, Pestle analysis for external factors, capacity review for internal factors, SWOT analysis, integrated factors, priority risks, which could include environment for misinformation if applicable. Translate findings into strategic or strategy choices, target audience, target positioning, channels, partnership strategies, affordability, access strategies, policy demands, risk mitigation strategies. In the age of technology, environmental analysis requires an information uh, ecosystem scan that seeks out to understand the influence of digital media on behavior. This includes identifying the dominant information platforms like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, the sources of information that people trust. Example, health workers, spiritual leaders, influencers, or local government officials. And the spread of misinformation through information channels such as social media groups or messages. Additionally, it includes the content that often leads to the spread of misinformation, fear, identity-based messages, as well as the moderating or fact-checking potential of the information ecosystem. In this sense, technology is not just considered an enabler, but rather a number of potential barriers or challenges that influence technology adoption.